One.
What's up, everybody? I'm Scott,
And I'm Jason.
and you are listening to Liquid Carnage, my friend. How are you? We took last week off because life happens.
Halloween, man. You can't get away from Halloween.
Halloween, World Series. Unfortunately, we lost it in 5. But it was a hell of a run. No one expected us to be there, so we beat the Dodgers in the playoffs when it matters. So to me, it was very successful. Just sorry it ended the way it did. If we could have gotten it back to Texas, I felt like we could have gone to 7. We probably could have won the whole damn thing. But you know what
Hey,
they say: if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
hey, Zach Gallen gave me the pitching of his life, and we couldn't get anything. So if Zach Gallen can pitch a no hitter through 6, and we can't do anything, then it's not his fault. It's just this team was just better than us. I
Yeah,
mean,
man. And that's what I was talking to a guy at work about that. It's Zach Gallen was clearly gassed against the Phillies in the first start in the World Series. You could tell his stuff just wasn't there, but he is a clutch performer to throw 6 no-hit innings in a do or die game. You're absolutely right.
and I mean, we stranded 9 base runners in scoring position. You're not
Yeah.
going to win any games when you go 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's stupid, right?
I mean,
Absolutely
and I'm sorry,
stupid.
Christian Walker, remove head from ass, dude. What are you doing? You were like worthless. Eva
Man,
Longoria, worthless. I call her Eva Longoria because not Evan Longoria, it's Eva. He was
Yeah, I
worthless.
know.
Christian Walker was worthless. Frankly, Corbin Carroll was kind of worthless.
Yeah, they picked a hell of a time to go into a slump, but let's not disregard like Marte, for Ketel Marte for what he did. Man had a 20-game hit streak in the playoffs.
Yep.
That's unbelievable.
Yep.
Merrill Kelly, unbelievable. If anyone out there listening does not know clearly that we're from Arizona, pay attention to our baseball team because we're going to be a lot better next year, and we're going to be a lot of fun to watch because they do play an old school style of baseball. And it drives me nuts that the Rangers could pretty much, when they hit the ball out of the ballpark, look like it's going to go out of the whole ballpark in general.
Yeah.
And we're just singling and doubling like it's nothing, which is no big deal, but we need some power.
Well, I'm sorry. We had a 33 home run hitter in our lineup. He was there, right? I think he went like
Yeah,
3 for 29 or some shit.
in his defense, though,
And he ran us out of a friggin' inning that we would have definitely scored in game 4 had the guy
but
not run us out of the inning.
be that as it may, he did win a Gold Glove this year, his second in a row, and he did have some plays at first base that probably saved us a few runs too.
Oh, okay.
So you got to take the go with the bad.
Yeah, he was pretty bad. Anyway,
Hitting, pretty good fielding.
he was pretty bad. Yeah.
At any rate, though, Halloween come and gone. I always love Halloween. The fall is my favorite season. Football's in full swing. All the major sports are going. Halloween weekend for adults, the weekend before Halloween, it's always a lot of fun parties. We got to dress up this year, go hit a couple of them. A lot of friends were with us, and we just made a hell of a night of it. And it was a great time. But man, I tell you what, it is exhausting.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. We got to go do something fun this last weekend. We got to go see our first Golden Knights game.
Oh, how was that?
They won 7-0.
Okay.
They beat
Okay.
the second best team in the conference, and we not only beat them, but we demolished them.
Yes, you did. Yeah,
So-
yeah. Because they're 11-1-1 now.
Yeah,
As
by
of
the
this
time of this
recording.
recording, they did lose finally, but we
Yeah.
won the one game that we went to, and it was just wonderful. It was a great experience.
Yeah, I can imagine. I am still trying to get to one of those games, but man, it's now that the time zones have changed, and I don't want to make excuses, but it's hard. And them being an hour behind us messes everything up over here. And my phone did not reset, and it's embarrassing that I even fell for this on Sunday morning when the time zones changed.
Yeah.
Because my phone changed with it, and even on weekends, I normally get up about 6 o'clock. It's I get my body's up, it's ready to go. Weekdays up at 5, weekends I get up at 6. I woke up at 6 on Sunday morning. I was like, it is way too bright to be 6 a.m. this time of year. And I started getting ready for my walk, and I started, just putting stuff together. It's like, damn, it does not feel like 6. It feels way later than that.
Yep.
And I walked out to the kitchen and realized it was actually 7 o'clock.
Oh,
And my phone didn't change. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
wow.
Man? So again, for those that not living in Arizona, our time zones don't change. We are one time year round. and it
Sure.
is amazing. But if
Yeah.
you don't hit the right button on your phone will change to Cupertino time, which is where the Apple home office is, and you will go in California time.
Yeah, that's we didn't have that problem. We had the opposite problem. We woke up and we realized it was 9 o'clock there, but it's 10 o'clock, and we wanted to be on the road by 10 o'clock, so we didn't get out of there till like 10:45. And it was needless to say, it was throwing off our weekend as well. But the other way.
Yeah, yeah,
But
man.
yeah,
But
we went to a game. It was one, hey, in this type of world right now, you need to find ways to unwind, relax, chill. You need to find something because it's way too stressful with work and personal life and professional lives and
absolutely,
the world we live in and the friends that we have and the friends we lose. And I mean, it's rough right now.
it is a very rough world, and for a long time there to unwind, I would go watch football at Chili's every Sunday. I think for 5 or 6 years. I think maybe longer, but I know it was at least 5 or 6 years. I'd spend my Sundays during football season watching football at Chili's, and I stopped doing that this year just to see. I bought the ticket on YouTube, and I've been watching it from home, and it's been okay. But I realized I miss the conversation piece and the actually getting out of the house for a couple days or for a couple hours on a weekend. So I went back last weekend just to watch a Cardinal game and kind of hang out for a while. The upside is that team is so bad this year. I could watch half the game and then realize I have things I can go do at home and go home for the second half and still feel accomplished.
Okay.
Janice is very slammed right now with just work and being in school. The girls are in school. She's trying to get certifications, just going. And I'm very proud of her. She got all of her girlfriends together up here. She's created this little girl tribe that's actually pretty cool. And they did a brunch this weekend. So we had to leave the house so they could do their brunch.
Who's we?
Jocelyn and I, the oldest. Youngest was with her dad. But all the guys were kicked to the curb when their significant others came to our house. So we had to go band together and watch football at Chili's for a little while they had a Mean Girls themed brunch. And I tell you what, I love a good breakfast buffet. I will never turn down a breakfast buffet.
Okay.
But a good brunch, man. What these ladies came up with brunch wise, just to get together and hang out in their pajamas and play games. The food, Jason, I was very impressed. And quite frankly, a little jealous.
It was that good. Wow. Okay.
It was that good. I was like, how come we don't get to come to these brunches? If you guys are going to start doing these, we can put on pajamas and do this. But apparently it's a no boys allowed club. So it's good for them. But damn, some of the food, I'm just impressed that they were able to put this kind of food together, consume that much champagne on a Sunday and still be functional today for the most part. And just enjoy each other. It's just a sign that it's good when you find people that let you just have fun and relax. It's nice.
Yeah. No, and I assume that is this an every weekend event now, or is this just that weekend?
No, they're going to do it more often. I would say it's probably, if they do it once every, 6 to 8 weeks, that's probably pretty good because life still happens. It's getting to the holiday season where there's parties and other things we have to go do and be around. So they're not going to get to do it all the time. But I think if they just get in the routine of going to different houses and just spending that time together, it's so good for them. And we know this with our time when you guys lived up here, when we did our Sunday night dinners way back in the day. It's nice for a few hours just to unwind and still have the rest of your day,
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. I think that any time that you can do something that's a sharing of laughs and memories and good food obviously helps. But I mean, we're social creatures, right? We're humans. Yeah. We're social creatures. We don't do well in isolation. We do better when we're socially around other people. Some might argue that a lot of the problems that we have today are stemmed from the fact that we're more isolated than we were 30 years ago. And that has an impact on everyone. So yeah, this is great. I mean, if they can do this on a regular basis where it becomes kind of a little, event that they can, do that with. And who knows, maybe the guys try to do the same thing on their end. Like when the girls do their thing, the guys do something.
Oh, I offered that. I offered that, you guys can have your little brunch day, but I think the guy should have a tailgate party. And I have inflatable screens that are 15 feet long and projectors, and we can put up football games on stuff like that and just, you know, bro out that way. And I've considered that for the Super Bowl this year. I've
Okay.
considered that uh, as an option. I think it might be a way for us to do that, but we have to let everybody attend that one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it does help that you have participants that want to do it versus, throwing it out there and no one ever, when no one says yes, then that's not good.
Yeah,
I would have come, buddy. I would have come over there.
I know you would have, pal, and I appreciate that. And knowing you've been right in the mix of all the brunch and, like I said, the food. We finally came home about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and the amount of food and booze that they have gone through, but that was still left was just even in my prime of drinking, that would have scared me.
Oh, wow. That's a lot then, because my boy could handle it, man. My boy could handle it back in the day.
I used to be able to throw it down when it came to alcohol, and not so much anymore because I just don't want to hurt. That's way too much sugar. And especially with champagne and those juices, you start mixing mimosas. But they had a Mean Girls theme, so it was cool. I mean, it was a very cute party. They did a very nice
What
job.
does that mean, a Mean Girls theme? What would you do for a Mean Girls theme?
Oh well, she had me hang a sign, a door sign on her front door that asked if butter is a carb. Her cups all had sayings from the movie Mean Girls. Um, just things like that. So it was, the pink and pajamas was the theme.
And how many girls are we talking?
There's probably 7 or 8.
Oh, 7 or
'Cause,
8. That's a lot. Yeah.
there was probably 10 or 12 that originally got invited that RSVP'd, but as life happens and things happen,
Yeah.
Some people had to back out, but others got added in. So I think overall it was a good time. But it's nice to see. I think there's a level of female empowerment when you find your peers on that level, because in this world today, there's so much rivalries and just hate for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts about both, a guy's night out, girls' night out, like the importance of that when you're in a relationship?
I think it's huge. I think it's big time.
How often do you go for a guy's night out now?
I think Janice will kick me out of the house at the drop of a hat, just so she has some time too. But I don't know if I really call it guys' night out, but I still play softball. I play volleyball. I do things that keep myself busy. I don't necessarily like go out with our friend Dean to the bars, but I have other extracurricular activities and hobbies that keep me busy. And she has friends, like she'll go over to their house for movie nights and pizza night and take the girls, and all the kids will get together and they'll sit there almost like a brunch, but at night with pizza and so forth.
Sure. Yeah. We've
Yes.
gotten into a thing here, that, Noreen and Tanya and, Yelena will want to go to some event, whether it's, a arts and craft thing, or if it's like this last time they went to a Christmas bazaar where they had a bunch of vendors who were selling Christmas stuff, and you just go there and it's a huge area. And so the last 2 or 3 times we've done that, then Steve and Dave and I usually go get something to eat and find a cigar bar and have a cocktail and a cigar. And every time we've done it now, it's probably the third time we've done it. It's just so enjoyable for just, and it's more of just, there's something about guys getting together and the conversations just being different than if it's guys and girls. And I'm sure same for the women, right?
Yeah,
Just with women, the conversations are just different. That all of us have said it's like, oh, I love when these opportunities come up. It's just nice to unwind differently than you would as a couple.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think it's very important to have individuality uh, inside of a relationship too. It's good that you're a team and a unit with each other, but if you can't stand on your own and be okay to go do your own stuff, I think that's a sign of some issues you have to work on personally.
Yeah,
And
like I mean, you're like, if you don't take the time to be away from each other and with other people, you're saying you got to have to ask the question. Well, wait, something's going wrong then, because we should be able to comfortably do things outside of each other and be okay.
yeah, and that's exactly it. And She doesn't bat an eye. Janice does not bat an eye if I say I want to go do this or I want to go do that. And I went down to the football game to go see my brother last month down in Phoenix when he flew down. It was no big deal because she had plans that day anyway. So, we don't have to spend every waking moment with each other. And I don't think either of us ever expect the other one to be sitting at home waiting patiently for us to come home, the other one to come home.
Yeah, it's hard though, right? Because I mean, if you do it so much that you guys spend more time apart than not you guys, when a couple spends
But
more
yeah,
time apart than they do as a couple, then it's like, okay, now we're having the opposite problem. What if you're enjoying your life so much more with me not in it, then
yeah.
maybe we should make that a permanent thing.
Well, I think that's where it's important to have that communication level of, all right, we still have to have our time together and we still have to do our things together. And those things have to be so much more than just sitting on the couch together at the end of the day. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. We do that quite a bit too, but you still have to have those moments where you can still just, even if it's just going to the store together, just the two of you, it helps. It goes a long way. It gives you a chance to reconnect.
Yeah, I mean, Noreen and I have a thing where we'll go to a Starbucks with our cribbage board and have a coffee and play a couple games of cribbage, and we do that pretty regularly as our way of just enjoying each other's time in a quiet moment, just relaxing and playing a game that we both enjoy. But Noreen's has one of those jobs where sometimes she doesn't come home till 7, 8
Yeah.
o'clock at night. So I have to balance that to say it's not a reflection against me if she's not here because of something that's taking her away from me.
Yeah.
And that balance, every couple's balance on that is different, right? Some people are
Yeah.
like, no, if I'm more than 5 minutes away from my person, then it stresses me out, you know?
Yeah. For me, I just need to know what the hell's going on. If you got plans, tell me. If you're going to be home at a certain time, just tell me. It's not a
Yeah.
big deal. I'm usually pretty good at gauging time frames and travel times and whatever else. It's just, I don't want to be left wondering what the hell's going on. If you're out with the girls' night, fine. I just need to know. I don't care otherwise. And if we're gonna have our routine, let's go do our routine because there's nothing better than a beer and some chips and salsa just to hang out for a little while and just reconnect.
Yeah. I mean, and it even goes to, like you said it maybe earlier in the show, sometimes my alone time
Yeah,
is valuable to me. Yeah, Noreen, go do whatever you want to do. I'm probably just going to stay here by myself and just relax, and use alone time. I don't necessarily always have to fill my time with something when she does something else.
yeah,
Like, me, I love sitting out at my back pool, have a cocktail, have a cigar, listen to music and just relax. I normally do that when I know Noreen's either gone or she's going to be late, because then I can do that without interrupting my time, with her when she's home. But I don't have to necessarily go out to just say I'm going to be by myself. I'm going to do something by myself.
yeah. And that's what I've really been working on too. Because Denise has been working from home a lot lately, and the girls are home a lot more lately too. And I go to work rather early in the morning, so I've gotten used to. I come home and I've got even if it's like a half hour just to myself, just to kind of just be still, and that's not been as easy to get the last few weeks. So it's nice. Like they gave me some time. Like on Friday, they just went to the store and Subway, but that's fine. I don't need all the time in the world. I just need a little bit of just to kind of sit and breathe and relax and hang out with my dogs for a few minutes. I don't think they're my dogs anymore. I think they're theirs, but I need, just that time. And if I can't get that, I'll just go to Chili's by myself and sit and have a beer, and that's fine with me too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I remember people when I was younger, they would say, I can't believe you go to movies by yourself. I can't believe you go do this by yourself, eat a dinner by yourself. It's like, I don't know, I'm kind of comfortable in my own skin that I
Yeah.
don't necessarily need to have someone with me doing those things. On the other side, I do enjoy having dinner with friends or having a drink with friends or I do enjoy all that. So I'm okay in either realm. And, but I also understand that there's going to be times where, Noreen, no offense, you and I need to do this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You and I need to do this. We're a couple. It means something to me. It means something to you. We do this together.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is one thing I used to do a lot. And all many people realize is like you, I used to go to movies by myself all the time when I was younger. Now I recognize the power of most of those movies coming out stream within a month of coming out to the theaters. Now they're on those major platforms, so I don't go to the movies nearly as much as I used to, and I don't mind anymore.
Yeah, I have a problem not going to the movies. I have a problem that there's not a quality of movie coming out lately that I've been like really, I got to go see that.
We did have a conversation about that, and you did come up because we had a conversation about Killers of the Flower Moon,
Yes.
and we figured you were going to see that.
I'm seeing it tomorrow.
Okay, I'm very interested to hear your take on it.
Have you seen it?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I've read the reviews. Everyone that says like it's peak Scorsese, De Niro, and DiCaprio.
Well, and I'm reading the book right now, which basically goes into kind of it's told more of not a biographical, but a documentary about what was going on, and the book reads kind of like the perspectives of the main characters on one side, and then a perspective of another character on another side, telling the story from both sides of both positions. So yeah, I'm going to go see it tomorrow. Noreen had no interest in going to that movie. I had talked about maybe going with Dean while he was here, but it never happened. You know, the hard part too is the movie's 3.5 hours. So
you have to carve that time out.
Yeah, it's a commitment. You know, and I'm very cognizant of some things that I really, really like to do. Noreen doesn't like to do. You know, so I try to pick and choose when I get to do it. She has to go out of town tomorrow for the night, and she'll be back Wednesday night. So I said, well, I'm going to be gone for 4 hours on Tuesday. Then I'm going to go to the movie. She goes, that works out perfect.
Yeah. She doesn't have to, and you can. And that's where I've gotten really good with a lot of that too when it comes to like watching movies like that. I don't have to see movies in the movie theater as much anymore. It used to be back in the day when you guys lived up here. We JP and I would go see all the new ones every weekend, and now I just don't care as much.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the movies. I know you can stream them. It's not the same experience to me. And so for me, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure a lot of people say, yeah, but if I can watch it on my 70-inch screen TV, I can eat whatever I want. I can, play it as loud or dim it. I don't have to worry about interruptions. All those things are very good arguments. There's something about sitting in a dark theater with a bag of popcorn or with whatever food you eat that's different than eating it at home. And so,
and I agree completely because there's a few of that. I'm really sorry I missed the last Indiana Jones in theaters. I don't care what the reviews were. That to me, that's a theater movie. So is The Last Mission Impossible. Oppenheimer is another example of one I would have liked to have seen, but I'm fully aware of how long Oppenheimer is, and that's going to be a Saturday or Sunday in the winter movie when it's snowing or raining out and you can't leave the house anyway.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. I could totally see that. And Noreen sometimes like she likes going shopping for home goods. Sometimes I don't want to go shopping for home goods, but she gets a kick out of it. So she goes. I don't know if she gets disappointed that I don't want to go with her, but she goes anyways. You know what I mean? Yeah. And she's okay with that.
Yeah, and Janice is pretty good about that too. She'll go and do her own thing, and she'll take the girls to the store to go school shopping for them or clothes shopping. And I don't have to go to those, thank God, because I don't want to wander around 5 or 6 stores. I know what I'm going to go get. I'm going to get it. I'm going to be done.
Yeah.
But that's also the guy mentality. I mean, it's a little bit different for me,
Yeah, I mean, I don't get me wrong. Sometimes I do go with her just because I know that she'll think I'm engaged if I go with her. Like, oh, you're going to pick up the things too. I'm sure she doesn't always like picking out the things for our house. So, sometimes I'll suck it up and I'll go.
Yeah.
And how often do you think it happens where you do something for your partner simply because it'll make your partner happy?
Man, I try. Sometimes it backfires. And I'll go back to the brunch for a second. She was tired after that, and it was a lot of sugar for her. And she's, I forget what her condition is, but she can't have a lot of sugar. So I started putting stuff away, cleaning dishes and whatever else. And she got mad at that because she said she was going to do it.
Okay,
that's fine. Okay, but I'm here and I'm already doing it. So
yeah, but you screwed up. You should have let her do it. You're totally in the wrong.
Yeah, right.
JK, you're totally in the wrong, dude.
Yeah, but it's like, what? I can help. Let me help. It's not a big deal. I came home and stole some of the, creme brulee French toast, so I feel more than fine helping do the dishes, and now she could put them all away, but I did the scrubbing and I put everything in the dishwasher and cleaned up the best I could. So, you help out where you can.
Yeah, but if she's tired, a long day like that, it's like you don't want to just rush into, okay, I'm gonna start cleaning right now. So
Yeah,
I could see that.
I get it, but to me, it's just like, just let me help. Just let me do this. It's the least I could do. You spent a lot of time planning it and putting the work into it. I can do my part too.
Yeah, she probably just feels bad that you had to do all that when you didn't get to partake in the brunch. So,
Well, they were still here when I got home yesterday, so I included myself there at the tail end, so I don't feel so bad about that.
oh, okay, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's I'm glad that she was able to do it though, and like you said, it ultimately we got to find ways to relax. And sometimes if it's being around your partner, fantastic. If it's about being around friends and just doing something silly and crazy, wonderful. Whatever it is to unwind or get out of the normal day to day stuff, you got to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For me, I've talked about it on the show before. It's cooking, and more recently this year, it's sausage making and hot dog making, like making everything from scratch. I just find some kind of weird zen from that.
Yeah, and everyone's Zen is different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's Zen is completely different. And we it's almost like we punish ourselves mentally by, oh, I have so many things I could be doing. Why am I going to take time away from doing all those things that need to be done to just do nothing or do something that makes me feel better? And I have a coworker who has a massive amount of PTO hours available. And she says, I just don't find the time for myself to take the time off. And I say, what is the point then of getting your PTO hours if you're never going to use them? You're never going to use them. Then don't give them away. Then give them to someone who will use them. There's a great story or an Aesop's fable that I read recently that kind of just puts it into perspective to me. A miser has accumulated a mass amount of gold, and he buries it in his backyard because he doesn't really want to spend it. But he goes there every day to look at the gold and just marvel of how much gold he's amassed, Well, one day someone who's working in his yard notices that he's going to this area to look at his gold. And when the miser leaves, the worker goes to where the gold is, digs it up, and basically takes it away and steals it.
Mm-hmm.
The miser comes home and he's really sad and he's crying and he's so upset that someone has stolen his gold. And his neighbor, the miser's neighbor, says, oh, please don't cry. Just bury this rock in the hole because the gold sitting in your hole is really nothing to you. Here's a rock. You can come look at the rock with just as much love and affection. And the moral of the story is the worth of money is not in its possession. It's in its use.
That is fair. That's
and this coworker, she said, yeah, I've got all these hours. I don't know what to do. I said, take long weekends, use it, enjoy it. What's the point of just constantly go if you don't stop and say, I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And sure enough, she took the next 3 days off and she's taken off a couple more weeks to burn up these hours. And,
yeah,
the worth is not in possession, man. You can't take it with you.
They just changed policies at our work. I don't get to cash mine out anymore. I get to use it or it maxes out. So I got to start taking time off. And I've always been pretty good about taking long weekends or whatever else, but I always kept that, pretty high just in case, but I'm going to start using more of it as we go forward now. So that's a good fable to have.
Yeah, it's not, the worth is not in the possession, it's in the use. And I've always had that line from that show Billions. What's the point of having fuck you money if you never say fuck you?
That's fair.
And, but yeah, no, I'm glad that Janice had a chance to do that brunch. I'm glad that she had a chance to spend some time with the girls or the ladies and forget about all the other things that were going on. And, I'm okay. I'm getting more and more okay with, I'm going to forget all the other shit that's going on. And every once in a while, I'm just going to say, you know what? This is my time to enjoy the life that I have, the blessings I have, and not care that, oh, I'm not go all the time.
Yeah. I agree with that completely. I'm going to work on doing that myself, but I also did offer that I do want to take a turn to host that brunch and I want to do it my style. So I think there will be a barbecue brunch coming at some point. And I'll just invite everybody. So if you and Noreen are around for a weekend, I'll give you a major heads up if you guys
I'll
want.
come up for that. Why can't we just do a guys one like everybody else does?
We can do that. We're flexible.
Yeah,
We can
let's do it.
out
Just the
there.
guys, man. Just the freaking guys.
That's it.
Tell the women, hey, tell the women, hit the road, hit the bricks, ladies.
This is our time now.
Yeah, exactly.
So as we wrap up today's show, what do you do to unwind? Do you spend time by yourself or spend time with your friends? What do you do? How does it make you feel? How much time do you take for yourself? We want to hear about it. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, all at Liquid Carnage. Winter is creeping closer and closer to the EP up in Denver. What are some wintertime things he can do indoors that keeps him social and out of trouble? Hit him up at liquid_EP at Twitter and the Instagram.
I think it's more important for the EP to get into trouble.
Yeah, it's fair.
The EP in trouble is like the best thing ever because we know that whatever happens when the EP is getting into trouble is fun. It's crazy story. The EP is good at that.
It's a hell of a story for us at the back end, so we do want to hear about
that. That's right.
That being said, Jason, take us home.
Hey, thanks for listening, everybody. We always appreciate you. That was Scott. I am Jason. And as always, if you never know quite what to say,